What else I want to talk about, Kitty? Oh yeah, GME and the meme stocks are having a little run today. Uh, GameStop's got to get up to $23 to get to max pain, so you might see it climb a little bit more. I don't remember what AMC's max pain was. Uh, Come on, let's look it up, Kitty. AMC max pain. Okay, MaximumPain.com. Ow! You just bit me. Oh, gotta go scene. Gotta go scene. Gotta go Chrome. Gotta go. Boom. There we go. Okay, Max Pain, $9. So AMC's got some room to run to get to Max Pain. Currently just about $6. So it's got some room to run. I bought a couple of GME weeklies just to see if it does get up to max pain and, pocket some pennies. Probably should have bought some AMC ones because I think AMC was at $5 today before it climbed. Could have made like $100 right off the bat, right, Cat? Yeah. That was cold, wet nose. All right. Greg Spence was telling everyone on a show today that after the reverse split, the price will be down to $4. Should be up 10x, not down. Yeah, it'll go up. If you're doing a reverse split, if you're taking one share, it's worth $5, and 10 shares worth $5 each. You make it one share. That one share is worth $50. That's how a reverse split works. Frodo Baggins. Looks like some meme stocks are popping today. Your thoughts? Potential for some gamma squeeze this week? We might get a little bit of delta hedging if they pop a little bit more tomorrow. Depending on how much it pops tomorrow, I might dump the calls I got for a nice little profit. And then if it finishes above 23, like GME finishes above 23, and let's say AMC finishes above 9, where it has to be for max pain, I would expect a little gamma Monday and Tuesday next week. So what I will do is I'll take whatever little winnings I get from this play, sell that out. I will buy weeklies on Friday for next week and see what happens Monday, Tuesday. If we get a good pop, like a real good pop on Monday, might be enough for me. Get out and collect those greens. But if it's a little slow to roll on Monday, then I might hold for Tuesday and see what happens. But in the coming weeks, because this Friday is when all those dupes, those deep out of the money puts expire, I expect to see weird stuff happen in the next few weeks as these short sellers desperately try to find ways to cover. And it's going to cost them a lot of money. If they're going to buy the dupes for next year, those are like 4 times more expensive than the ones, maybe like 10 times more expensive than the ones they bought that are expiring on this Friday. Because when they bought those other ones, the share price was $100, $200, right? And they were buying 25-cent puts. Those are worthless. You buy those for a penny each. Who gives a shit? But now the price at like $20, trying to buy a $250 or $350 put is significantly more expensive because it's a much more appreciable size of the cost of that stock. All right, Cat, just get in the way of things. We get it. Come on over. Come on. Go sit next to the dog. Killerus, Houston, you talked about how the short hedge fund owe a lot of money on their shorts, but if they do debt swaps, won't they be safe from any movement on GME and some other organization is stuck with the bill? I honestly don't know what the game of hot potato with debt swaps are like. Because my guess is you could probably take someone who has, I don't know, an AMC position and someone has a GME position, and you just swap those garbage bags, right? And then 35 days after that, you swap with someone else who's got a GTII position or a Nokia or whatever. And those are just going to bounce around every 35 days. And as long as they're moving and that clock is getting reset with every swap, then you're doing okay. But when the music stops and someone gets margin called and you get a cascade of margin calls across the board, liquidations, you might be stuck with whatever bag it is you're holding. And that'll be your garbage bag at that point. and you might not even know what's in it until time comes. You're just like, yeah, I'll do a swap, equivalent value, swap. And that might be the game that they're playing. So you may end up, after 30 months of swapping these things, you may have your original garbage bag back. I have no idea. DG, what other cities are people going to protest in front of the SEC? There's SEC branch offices. Regional offices. Here we go. So we've got offices in San Francisco, Los Angeles, Salt Lake, Denver, Fort Worth, Atlanta, Miami, Chicago, Philadelphia, New York, and Boston. So the main SEC building is right by the Capitol in DC, and they have branch offices all over the country. Why they don't have one in Seattle, I don't know, considering that there's like a whole bunch of Fortune 500 companies based here, but whatever. And Russell Investments is here as well. So those are the places people are going to go protest. I understand why you protest on the weekend, because that's when people can get time off, but there will be no one in the offices on the 27th and 28th because it's the weekend. So you can be protesting in front of some empty offices. So you'll get like, pictures in a newspaper or whatever. But if you really wanted to make noise, you have to do it during the work week. I would love to be able to schedule a march in DC in front of FINRA during the week. That would be fantastic. While they're in the offices going, oh my God. Because right now, when we go protest, they're going to be at home watching football. So there you go. Jen R, thank you. Thank you, Jen R. No, thank you. Thank you. No, thank you. Martin Weiss, is Kenny an egomaniac or actively evil? AKA, why do billionaires keep being nasty when they could just chill? I think he's a complete sociopath. I mean, just reading, like, when he beat his wife with the leg of their bed, like they had like a 4-post bed, he tore the leg off one and beat his wife with it. That tells me he got some sort of cluster B personality disorder. After watching the Madoff documentary and seeing how he had a market maker side and a hedge fund side, and the hedge fund side was nothing but crime. And Bernie Madoff's biggest problem was he didn't put a limit on how much people could withdraw. They could withdraw as much as they wanted. So people could be like, I want my $100 million back. And you go, oh, shit. And he'd write down $100 million and write them a check for it. Whereas Kenny learned that lesson. He put them at a 6% limit. You can only take out 6% of your investment in this fund per quarter. And that way they couldn't pull out everything. And suddenly they just made like a 30% return in the fourth quarter versus losing money for 2 years straight on their fund. Bullshit. I mean, their market maker side has $100 billion in securities sold but not yet delivered. And what we saw from Madoff, that Madoff had no problem passing cash back and forth between the hedge fund and the market maker to keep them afloat. No problem doing that. So do you think Ken doesn't have a problem doing that? It's the guy who beat his wife with the post from their bed, right? He doesn't care. He's doing exactly the same crap. So I think it takes a certain level of sociopathy to even get to the point where they are. There's probably some Citadel guy in here right now who's like, I'm gonna write this down and we're gonna sue you, but it's already in legal documents, man. You can search it yourself. Jay, what about this? Icahn buys a huge position in BBBY, then sells RC Bye Baby in exchange for GME shares so he can close without buying them at the market. It's possible. RC would have to give up control of GameStop at that point, which I don't know if he necessarily wants to do. I think if I were Carl Icahn, I would be dropping money on a whole bunch of near at the money calls. So let's see what it looks like call wise. I'm gonna go back to Chrome here real quick, and let's look at stuff that's in like March 17th. Okay, we got some decent open interest here. $20, quite a bit. Quite a bit there. A couple thousand there. A couple thousand. Any deep stuff? No. There are some ridiculous puts at $13 though. What about February? Not too many on the 24th. 17th. All right, got some thousands here. $25, quite a few. If I were Carl Icahn, I would drop, 50 or $100 million on call options. So, you just buy a whole bunch of them. 9,035 and so on. There's a few. 11,000 at 80. That's a lot. 11,080. Holy smokes, that's a lot of them. I would buy in this realm, and then I'd start closing out my short position with cash, and that would cause the price to spike. Your call options become worth a fortune. You close out your position and you sell your call options or exercise them, close out your position, and then pocket the rest. You just made a killing both ways on that, because he may have shorted at $400, and which would be equivalent of $100 today. So you're making $80 a share essentially off each one of those, plus whatever on top of you make on the call options. That would be the strategy. Make money both ways. And then you got to, in the end, you might have a whole bunch of shares in the company that has no debt and is poised to be profitable, which is what Carl Icahn likes. So I think that would be a pretty wise way to go. It wouldn't involve RC having to give up control of GameStop.